So here we are looking at metal from the dirt on the side of the road. And this is basically platinum. And it's not rare actually, or hard to find. It's quite literally the dirt on the road. Not even on the side of the road this time. We got it right out of the middle because my wife couldn't go off trekking onto the side. So she got it out of the middle and it worked just fine because it's all the same stuff. About, I don't know, 3, 4, 500 meters of the stuff underneath of me. Mostly we walk around on top of it. You know, all that gold colored stuff everywhere, all over the place. That's the stuff. Except when I do it this way, I get mostly platinum. And I don't think that's necessarily the only thing I can get out of it. I think we can get a little more AUPT out of it too. AUPT would be a little more gold colored. And this is gold colored, sort of. Gold, platinum. So one of the things that I've done with this one was maybe not. Maybe this isn't the one. I was pounding on one of these with my hammer, and isn't that lovely? Platinum is a white metal, and until you've seen it like this, you just don't understand what they're talking about, and it is tremendously lovely. I think. Anyway, I do. I think that is really lovely. And these little things could be, used as trinkets on somebody's little bangled bracelet, something like that. Yeah. Total cost? Zip. Nothing, man. It's the dirt on the side of the road, dirt in the middle of the road. It's platinum. Platinum with a melting point of 1,768 degrees Celsius. And very, 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 very low heat expansion coefficient because it is so very, very, very dense. It is more dense than gold. Gold is 19 times more dense than water. Platinum is 21 times more dense than water. So, and it is got these little hoppers on it. See those little hopper things? That's what platinum does, and because of because of that structure, the and it goes all the way down. I mean, if you look, to get a little closer, and I'll try to hold still. It goes all the way down to the subatomic, and the reason that we like platinum in the laboratory is because it makes a great catalyst um, for other reactions because it's so non-reactive um, to most things except strong bases. Um, but it's pretty non-reactive to most things. The normal course of events. Um, And those little hoppers are where that magic of catalyst activity happens inside of there. Because this stuff is a metal and conducts electricity, like all metals do that you're familiar with. And that's kind of magical because day before yesterday, this was the dust in the middle of the road down the street from my house. My wife collected it. I have a picture of her derriere sticking up and her bum knee. And she's scooping a little bit up. She's very thorough. I love her very much. She is a real trooper. Takes a licking and keeps on ticking. That's my honey. And I love her. She does keep on ticking too, man. So, and here we are, 36 years of looking for Shangri-La or something. The Fountain of Youth. We found that maybe the most important metal in the whole entire world because there's absolutely no shortage of it at all. And literally, it is the ground we walk around on. And it took a few cents worth of electricity to make. Right? I made a plasma that was hot enough to melt platinum. And it's not easy. It's not. The folks who lived here first, the indigenous people to North America, and they're as indigenous as anybody else. Absolutely. Whether we all came from here or somewhere else, doesn't matter. When you're born somewhere, that's where you're from. And the indigenous people knew about platinum. They found these big old nuggets in the creeks and stuff. And they stick out because they're so bright silver and they don't tarnish. It doesn't tarnish. You know how iron does? It rusts, right? Not this stuff, man. This stuff does not rust, does not tarnish. It is more dense than gold, a couple of times more dense than gold. And it has hoppers. And it's not scarce or rare or hard to find. And basically, anybody can get as much as they need to do what they want with. That's what AUPT and this platinum making process do. Means you can make usable amounts of metal to build whatever you want to build. It doesn't require that we rip up the planet to get it, right? It's literally the dust in the road. Literally, the dust in the road. And we can collect that dust and use it to go to the stars. And use it to set the planet free so that we quit raping our mother. We can't keep fouling the nest that we live in. There is no place left to go. Right? If we don't take care of it now, we never will, if you know what I mean. So this is step number one, is stop mining precious metals and fouling the environment to get precious metals. It's not worth it. even not even a little bit, because if you need more, there's lots more where this came from. If the idea is to provide people with resources, then that's what we've done here. Because you can build engines out of this, turbines and rocket ships. And real spaceships, I think. Real spaceships. The real thing. The kind that use light speed as the first step in the first second. And it squares every second thereafter. Till you get where you're going, of course. So if light is a magnetic field, and it is, it doesn't create the photoelectric effect until it hits something that can provide the electrons, like shiny metal. But generally speaking, the magnetic part that got it there is passing through the air without any, you can't see it, right? Because it's just magnetism at particular wavelengths. And white light is between 390 and 700 nanometers. And this is a white metal because it reflects that particular bunch of wavelengths. And it gives us some blue too. There's some blue. I think it's alpha emissions. You kind of see them there. But they're alphas that were absorbed on the surface, I think, surface of the Earth, rather than deep underground, and they just got stuck in there. They're not actually like incorporated into the platinum crystal structure. They're just stuck there. And so they come off at a pretty regular rate, and they will for, another 100,000 years or so. I think that's about the half-life of this stuff, about 100,000 years. There's beta emissions in platinum also. Um, this will give off the reddish orange of beta emissions in some places, and you find them in the interstitial sites, that is, the sites where the planes of cleavage meet, and there's crystallization in all directions, but the things that are different get stuck in those spaces in between. But that is a hopper. Hoppers have stair steps leading towards the center. And all of these things are hoppers, every one of them. Platinum has the interesting ability to pick up neutrons, and the darkness that you see is platinum that's lacking a neutron. And that means that instead of reflecting light, it's absorbing it. Isn't that a trip, huh? Yeah, that's a trip, man. So anyway, and that's what makes it look black. It's not black at all. It's this gaudy silver color, for sure. But it's lacking a neutron. And so it absorbs light. And reflects it too in the right wavelength or bandwidth or whatever it is. I don't know. So that's what hoppers look like. They just kind of go down and down and down. They're part of the spiral thing with Fibonacci sequence things that go round and round and round, and everything and the whole universe goes round and round and round. So, and that's why this is shaped like the leaves of the little seeds of a maple tree. Right? Yeah, those little propeller things, maple trees. Shaped like this. Isn't that far out, huh? I think that's tremendously far out, man.